Da, 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 da. Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut too. I hope you like this video and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you are happy the Braves lost. Well, we're ecstatic here. The scumbag Braves and their low-life fans are out of here. Welcome to hell. Well, here we go. We're going to talk about in this video how the Braves players are crying about this thing about their safe space, if you were, and the media, the Atlanta media, defending the stupidity behind Orlando Arcia. You know, Orlando Arcia, he thought he was Bullwinkle, you know, with that clip on, you know, that little video that some fan took of him in the dugout. I wonder if he knows who Bullwinkle is. Probably doesn't. But I have a couple of things here just to talk about the sort of the cratering of the Braves, hopefully we see a sort of glimpse, and hopefully the New York Mets will learn something from this. Hopefully the New York Mets will learn something from this. That the most important thing to understand is the Braves can be beat and they can be intimidated. Mets have to man up, get tougher to defeat this team going forward. They can be beat, they can be intimidated, and as fans, we go there to Citi Field and we have to start screaming at them and intimidating them. Every time Orlando Arcia comes up, attaboy Orlando, you know, and just do the Bullwinkle look and just go after them. That's how we got to do it. But here we have from Awful Announcing, headline: Brave players, Atlanta media defend Orlando Arcia's comments, scold the reporter. The clubhouse, quote-unquote, get this, is a sanctuary. Okay. Quote, the clubhouse is a sanctuary. I think when things like that get out, it doesn't make people want to talk to the media at all. This is a comment from former Met Travis d'Arnaud. I'll have something special about Travis to say about him in this video. When Philadelphia Phillies fans think back on Game 3 of the 2023 National League Divisional Series against the Atlanta Braves, they might just remember it as the attaboy Harper game. Well, Game 2 turned out to be. The turn it around Harper was Game 3. Bryce Harper hit 2 home runs, propelling the Phillies to a 10-2 victory that gave them a 2-1 series lead. On both home runs, Harper made sure to locate Braves shortstop Orlando Arcia and stare into his soul. He stared him down and the Braves down, and after that, they were done. They were done. His reason for doing so was because of some comments Arcia reportedly made in the Atlanta locker room following that Game 2 victory. Fox Sports' Jake Mintz reported that Arcia had mocked Harper while celebrating, saying, "Ha ha, attaboy Harper," repeatedly. Harper's repeated stare-downs became the story of the night. Asked about after the game, the Phillies slugger tried to put a jovial spin on, saying, "It's a game, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. That's what it's all about." Now, he's taking the high road in this. I mentioned this about Bryce Harper. He's one of the great talents in the last 40 years in Major League Baseball. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's a tough guy, too. He's an intense guy. So to sort of get under his, you know, be a spur under his saddle is not a good look and really destroyed the Braves in this series. However, not a lot of people associated with the Braves seem to be having much fun with the situation. The Braves radio broadcast tried to downplay the comments, saying it's not even confirmed he actually said it. Oh my God. God, what a bunch of assholes. Quote, there was a story attributed to some writer who said he overheard Arcia say something in the locker room that was disparaging about Harper after Game 2, said Simpson. There's no proof that it was even said. Even the writer said he wasn't sure that's what he said. But Harper's taken it to heart, and he's been glaring at Arcia as he's round second on both home runs. That was something that was turned into something that it was never meant to be, said Powell. And even if that were the case, okay, so they enjoyed the fact that they doubled up Harper in the ballgame. Heaven forbid they showed joy in doing that. But when you're a competitor, you're looking for anything to drive you, and that's what Harper has done. Arcia did admit Wednesday that he made the comments, though he did so under the impression that what happens in the clubhouse stays in the clubhouse. That sentiment is one shared by a lot of different people inside and outside of the Braves organization. I would mention this, which I thought was funny. he was goofing on Harper in the clubhouse at the game too, in English. When the media went to go talk to him after he got stared down by Bryce, he said he needed an interpreter. He didn't need an interpreter. He knew what he was saying in English. It's one thing he would have said in Spanish. Maybe the reporter might not have understood what he said. But he said in English. Then he couldn't. This is like when Sammy Sosa went up to the Capitol Hill and then said he couldn't understand. He didn't understand what the hell anyone was saying, pretending not to know English. Same thing here. Now this comment is from Travis d'Arnaud. Travis d'Arnaud, as you know, was a New York Met for quite a few years. I was going through his numbers, his career numbers with the Mets and his numbers with the Braves. They are almost identical. Almost identical. So everybody making such a big deal out of Travis, how great he's played for the Braves. The same numbers. The only thing different is he's got 300 less at bats with the Braves. But he said this, and I'm not a big d'Arnaud fan. He's been on 6 teams in his career. He's been on 6 teams in his career, and before he went to the Braves, he was with the Rays before that, and he was with the Dodgers for a week when they released him. But this is what Travis said, and this is the ridiculous thing, knowing where he played with the Mets. Quote, "The clubhouse is a sanctuary. Sanctuary! If you want to be a sanctuary, go to Notre Dame and with the hunchback of Notre Dame." And I think when things like that get out, it doesn't make people want to talk to the media at all. Said Braves catcher Travis d'Arnaud after the game. Travis, do you remember when there was like sexual devices being left in the locker of your catching partner, Kevin Plawecki? Maybe you forgot that. On the 2017 New York Mets? You know. So don't tell me that the clubhouse is a sanctuary, it's a sacred place. In a different interview, d'Arnaud said that RC was joking around, and he feels like when comments like that leak out, it affects the relationship between the players and the media members who spend a lot of time in the locker room. Braves first baseman Matt Olson told reporters that he wasn't going to comment much on gossip in the clubhouse. Hey, asshole, this is not gossip. Gossip is between a small group of people and it gets out. This was with media people. The media people went in there. Everybody was in there. The only one reported that was a non-Braves reporter. It makes you wonder what other comments are being said in the clubhouse there. The kind of disparaging things that are being said. It's not a big deal what he said. But then to not sort of take ownership of it. Meanwhile, through a translator. That's the funny thing. He said it in English, he needs a translator to talk to the media. Arcia told reporters Wednesday night that he didn't think much of the comments when he made them, and when you're in the clubhouse, I was under the impression you could say whatever you wanted. Adding Harper wasn't supposed to hear. That was why we were talking in the clubhouse. Now, I would mention, he was going after the fans in Game 4. He was doing this, like a baby. So he has a bit of an immature streak in him. He really was going after the fans during the Game 4. And it's funny, it took Ronald Acuna Jr. to pull him away. The same guy that was egging on the fans too, when he was telling the fans to be quiet after Austin Riley hit a home run to start the scoring. That sentiment that the club is a safe space for MLB players to speak their minds freely without concern for it being reported was shared by at least one local media member. RC, along with many other Braves players, did not know what was being said in the locker room at the time was on the record, wrote Fox 5 Atlanta sports reporter Miles Garrett on X. The media and players have a trust about what is on the record and what is not. Whoever this person is did in fact violate that trust. Get the hell out of here. Mintz had stood by his reporting on the quote and hasn't commented on the reaction as of yet. While Phillies fans and Braves fans are going to have very clear opinions on the matter, it's certainly possible to see both sides here. On one hand, that doesn't matter. I don't care about this sort of nonsense about this, what can be said, what can't be said. What I find amusing is that guys like Travis d'Arnaud is defending this when he knows he's been in clubhouses where far worse was done while the media was there. And other things along the way. We know all kinds of stories about the media looking a blind eye to a lot of stuff over 100 years, not just this year. And who knows what else is going on? Who knows what goes on in the clubhouse? Who cares? This wasn't a big story. But the Braves' reaction and the media's reaction and the reaction of a lot of some YouTubers defending this behavior, this very immature behavior, and this is a window into how the Braves are as a team, how they really are, how soft they are. Because first of all, it's not professional to do that in front of the media, okay? And it's certainly not professional to do that. I don't think that's professional to begin with. I don't think you act like that. And then to go after the fans, doing the Bullwinkle impression that RC was doing, that's not professional either. And Acuna kind of leads the way when he's telling the fans to zip, but don't react to anything. Don't do anything. But now you're starting to see some real unprofessional behavior. Some very unprofessional behavior from the Braves, which is very unusual. Which gives you an idea of how this group really is. That they're like a real classic bully type. And I would say as a New York Mets fan, the Mets have to get tougher. They have to start standing up for themselves when it comes to dealing with the Atlanta Braves. This nonsense over the last 30 years the Mets have been dealing with, they roll over to the Braves. It's time to stand up. It's time to really get nasty with the Braves. And as fans, we have to let the Braves not feel comfortable. For 15 years, Chipper Jones was taking our lunch and had the balls to name one of his kids after Shea Stadium. We never should have allowed that to happen. We shouldn't have been so nice to him. We should have been a lot nastier to him over the years when he was playing here. And as fans, we cannot let the Braves get comfortable playing here when they come here. It's as simple as that. You have to be nasty, but you don't want them feeling comfortable or welcome in any way, shape, or form. That stuff has got to come to an end, period, end of story. And the way the Braves have reacted is a screen. It's a window into what's really going on behind the scenes with this this team that is not as soft as the Mets, but they are soft. They are soft. We saw that. So you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Head too, and I'll see you later.